Well, good evening. Welcome to 100% LCFC. My name's Phil. I'm laughing slightly because I've had one heck of a rush around tonight. But here we are, live on the Fanzone. It's just me tonight because I've not had time to set up the full show. So get your comments in. I need all your comments from watching. We've got loads to talk about. We've got a game against Fulham coming up in 2 sleeps' time. We've just beaten the game at the weekend. I've completely lost the track. And we've got a book to give away tonight. Tom is watching. Hi Tom, sorry you couldn't get on tonight. Not had time to set up the full show. We're giving away this book, this Can't Buy the Feeling. All you have to do, hi Reece Taylor, thanks for watching. All you have to do if you want to win that is answer the simple question, which has been on 100% a couple of times over the weekend, and I'll let you know what that question is and answer and pick a winner tonight. So you've still got a chance to enter. It's a pretty good book. It's a very good book, actually, by Gary Syke and Simon Kimber. They've given us a couple to give away for free. Here's the first one. Reece Taylor, yes, you're right. FA Cup's been drawn tonight. Wrexham or Newport away. I'm not going to say that's easy. Let's not be an idiot and say it's easy. Hi to Baz Short. How are you, Baz? What do you think to the win at the weekend? What do you think to the Fulham game? What do you think, Baz, to the FA Cup draw? I'm more interested, to be fair, in the League Cup. I really fancy this for the League Cup at the moment. Hi, Sam Perkins. How are you? And hi to Mick Paget. Good evening to you, Mick. How are you tonight, Mick? Carlos Gonzalez is saying it's a great draw, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is, Carlos. I think it's great to get a team like Wrexham or Newport away. Got to be fancying that. Mick Paget is answering the Gary Lineker question. I've not even asked it yet, Mick. But good, you've seen it, so you're in with a chance. The question is, to win this book, how many goals did Gary Lineker, he's in here, I need to flick through and find him, but it was Gary Lineker's birthday on Friday last week. So we asked the question, how many goals did Gary Lineker score in his Leicester City career? Have you got the answer to that? Wiggo! You got the answer? Gary Wigston, nice to see you watching. Are you in McDonald's or Costa Wiggo? That's what I want to know. Or Starbucks, one of them. Will Vardy be fit for Fulham, says Rob McFarlane. He looked pretty decent to me on Saturday, Rob, I thought. So I'm expecting, I know he came off after 75 minutes. I think that was a little precautionary. So what do you think, Rob? Do you think he will play? We don't know yet, obviously, the team news as yet. Stephen Holland is watching. Hi, Stephen. Thanks for watching. Mick Pipe. What do you reckon, Mick? One of the questions is, do you think Maddison's goal on Saturday was probably in contention for goal of the month? How good was it? What was it? I think we asked on Saturday briefly. It was the best goal at Leicester at the King Power Stadium since ... fill in the blanks. When was the last decent goal of that calibre you saw? I know a few people said Jamie Vardy's goal against Liverpool was probably better. I thought it was pretty decent though, Maddison's. So that's something for us to talk about. So I'll keep reading out your comments. Nadine, hi, how are you? Thanks for watching. Nadine Hanson, that is. William Robinson is saying 103 goals. I've seen a few different answers for this. I know the answer I've got, so I hope I've got the right answer, because I've seen a few different ones, but I think I've got the right answer. Mick Paget is saying it was a great win at the weekend. Stunning worldie from Madders. Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? Good to beat Watford, because I thought Watford were pretty decent. So get your answers in for this book. How many goals did Gary Lineker score? We've got, as ever, I've got the pizza to give away, 2 pizzas for the Fulham game. Now, I'm just looking down here at my notes. William Robinson got it right on Saturday, predicted Vardy to score the first goal and Leicester to win 2-0 against Watford. So, William Robinson got it right. Let us know what you think your score predictions are going to be for Wednesday's game. Fulham, they're fast and frantic this week. Fulham on Wednesday, Spurs on Saturday night. What do you think to a Saturday night kickoff, 7:45? Some people will love that. Some people will love it. Saturday night, 7:45. Bosh, I'm not the biggest fan of that fixture time, I must admit. Ivor James, how are you? James Pratt, how are you? Good, good. Bradley Norman is saying that 95 for the Gary Lineker answer. How many goals did he score for Leicester? Not a bad guess, Barry Norman. Bradley Norman, Barry Norman, that's somebody quite different, isn't it? Rest in peace, Barry Norman, I believe. Could be 6th if we win Wednesday, says Sam Perkins. Yeah, I'm not going to start that debate about the Pule stuff, because I just can't believe it's not a topic, because we're 8th. Man U are only just above us. We're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. That's the one for me to win. What would you prefer to get to the cup final in? I'm not going to say win as such, but I know the FA Cup is dear to Leicester fans because we've never won it. But for me, the League Cup, I always loved the League Cup. We've done notoriously well in it. Won it 4 times, I believe. I think I've been to 3 of the cup finals. Trying to remember which ones they were. Middlesbrough, home and away, obviously, or at Wembley, and then the replay. Why was the replay at Sheffield Wednesday? 1997. Apparently, Top was at that match, 1997, when Leicester beat Middlesbrough, and that's why I fell in love with Leicester. That's what I heard. So that was a good one. Then there was the Tranmere League Cup final. We won that. Spurs, we lost it. You have to let Spurs win a cup every 20 or 30 years, don't you? That's probably the last cup they've won, wasn't it? The 2002 one we lost, maybe? I can't remember. Carlos saying he was down on Saturday and it felt like the whole team played well. Albrighton was man of the match and Watford fans were great. Here's a question for you. I haven't written this one down, but I was thinking about this on the way home. Gareth Southgate was on the news today. I don't know if you saw it or heard it. Gareth Southgate was moaning that there's only 25% of the players who started in the Premier League on Saturday are English and therefore available for selection for English. So I reckon, what's that, 20 teams over the weekend with 11 players in each. Somebody do the maths, 11 times 20, 220 players, and a quarter of those, he is saying, are English. Quarter of 220, you're talking about 55 players are English. That's what he's saying. Well, come and pick Mark Albrighton, Gareth Southgate. And I'm not having anybody say Mark Albrighton is too old for England. He's 29. He's 29, just played, I don't know how many seasons he was at Villa playing in the Premier League before us, but he's just played the last 4.5 seasons, been probably, no, I think definitely our most consistent player, Mark Albrighton. Played well at Villa before. None of the Villa fans know why Mark Albrighton left Villa, why they let him go on a free. Probably the buy of the decade, Mark Albrighton was. He's 29 and playing some of the best football of his career, and he's English. And Gareth Southgate is moaning there's not enough English quality. Does he not see? What do people not see in Mark Albrighton? First name on the team sheet for me, or one of them, I will put him in every week. So why does Mark Albrighton not get mentioned for England when Gareth Southgate is today moaning there's not enough English players? He's played consistently in a decent Premier League side. A Premier League winner doesn't even get in the squad. Why? Why does Mark Albrighton not make the England squad? And don't anybody say it's because of his age. He's only 29. That's not that old for a football player to play in the international side. Bonkers. Anyway, you set me off around. Mick Paget was saying it was only as good as the pass from Albrighton. You set me off, Carlos, because you were talking about Albrighton, but I just do not get why he does not play. Reece Taylor saying, that Lineker question, I'd say 90, nearing 100. That's so vague, Reece, but you're in the right area. So, Reece, you can't win the book because 90 to 100 is way too vague. Let's read out some of your comments. Andy Carver saying 95 goals. Good guess, I would say, Andy. David Barker is saying 106. Bad guess, I would say, David. Joseph Allen saying, I said 135. Great guess. Completely wrong, though, Joseph. He thought it was a good result for us against Saturday. Bradley Norman's having a guess, don't forget, for the good old pizza from Peters. He's saying Vardy to score first and Leicester to win 3-0. We want to beat Fulham, of course we do. But we want to say hello to Ranieri while we're down there, don't we? But we want 3 points. David Hart is saying Gary Lineker scored 194 goals for Leicester. No, you're about close to 100 wrong there. Kimberly Jane Tyler is saying it was my daughter's first match and she loved it. Not a bad goal for your daughter. It's not like that every week. I tell my kids, take them down. They've seen us from League One up to win the Premier League. I say it's not normally this like this. It's normally just bad and worse. Anyway, Kimberly goes on to say 7:45 kickoff is too late for her daughter. It is a bit. I mean, it's a Saturday night. At least it's not a Tuesday. I mean, people grumble when the family stand empties a bit on a Tuesday night, late on with the kids, but it is a school night, but a Saturday night. Alan Jones is saying, if we continue to play well in both halves, we'll beat teams. I agree. Neil's watching. Hi, Neil. Sorry I couldn't get you on tonight. Had to just jump off and do this off the cuff, as we say. Paget is saying Pure Lynn. Paul Jones is saying 95 goals. Reese is saying the FA Cup's got our name on it. Might have, Reese, but the League Cup certainly has got our name on it. Trust me on that. All right, Phil says Clayton. Hi, Clayton Neil. One of the soldiers down at Bovington. I was going to say RF Bovington. He'll shoot me for that. Bovington. What do you think of the draw? I thought it was all right. Wrexham, Newport away. Not bad. Not bad. When was the last time? We have played Wrexham. I remember playing Wrexham quite a few times back in the 80s. I can't remember us playing Newport for a while. Have we played Newport recently? Anybody remember Leicester playing Newport? Mick Paget is saying win both the league and FA Cup. Good spirit, Mick. Reese is saying we'll win both. Michael Geddes is saying 3 times. 3 times what, Michael? Because if that's the League Cup, I'm going for 4 because I believe, I can't remember who we played on Saturday, barely. I forgot it was Watford a minute ago. But I think we played, before my time, 1964 League Cup final. I think we beat Stoke. And I think it was home and away at Leicester and Stoke. I don't think it was at Wembley. But I think anybody else, anybody older than me can remember, did we win the League Cup in 1964? Did we beat Stoke in a 2-legged affair? Reece Taylor was saying, Reece is making me feel really old. He was saying he was 1 year old in 2002. Well, I was stood at Wembley when you were 1 year old, Reece, and unfortunately Spurs did us then. Neil is saying, does Puel finally have a settled side? I think you could be right, Neil. I think that's a good point. I think we could, if we ran through the team, we'll do a tactics team selection tomorrow night probably between Saul, see if we can pick the team. But I think it is starting to pick itself, isn't it? You fancy Schmeichel, Chilwell, Pereira had a great game. Evans and Morgan, good solid games. You know, would a better have side undone us maybe, but Fulham aren't better than Watford, so should be steady. Mendy and Ndidi was a bit off the boil maybe, but Gray, I thought Gray had a great game. I thought that was one of the best games I've seen Gray have as a consistent 90 minutes. And then obviously Vardy coming back from some sort of injury. Michael Geddes is saying best performance all season. Everyone played well. David Hart is saying well said, Phil. Are you talking about Albrighton? What do you reckon? Albrighton. Reece Taylor saying persuade Vardy. Yeah, such a shame Jamie Vardy's ruled himself out of England. Mick saying yeah, spot on about Albrighton for England. Sam Perkins saying Casper even said Albrighton. Why? He's 29. He's not old. He's not old. He's 29. He's attacking midfielder. You know, England are doing well, but Mark Albrighton should be in that squad. They go down to some of the players, which is fair enough, from the Championship. But we've got a player playing. If I was Mark Albrighton, I'd be highly miffed off, thinking, hang on, you're picking a midfielder from Derby County or something, some Chelsea loanee. I forget his name. Because he's at Derby, I don't look at what they do. But I'd be Mark Albrighton going, hey, hello, come find me. Martin Jarron saying Albrighton is absolute class. Thank God Puel has finally realised this. Dale Hines saying we have a lot of injuries to key players. Should we give some of the under-23s a chance against Fulham? Here's a question for you. We've got quite a good under-23s and academy squad. One thing I'd like to see is, have we got any strikers coming through the ranks? Have we got anybody who's a bit of a hot shot coming through? Because, you know, Nacho again. Jury's still out on Nacho. Don't think he's amazing. Okazaki is all right, decent, good work rate, but out-and-out strikers, we've got one, and that's Jamie Vardy, if you ask me. I don't see Nacho as a goal striker. Albrighton isn't 21 anymore, Southgate won't pick him, says Reece. Yeah, I get that, I think, but England picked Holland, didn't we, for next summer, June the 6th, I'm guessing, in the International UEFA Fudge Cup to get through to the Champions, whatever it is. But I'd like to see Albrighton get in there. David Barker saying, keep selecting Spurs players. Yeah, bottled it again yesterday. Spurs did against Arsenal, which was quite amusing. Carlos is saying Albrighton is well underrated. Thank you to Villa for such a talent. Yeah, I agree. Albrighton would be my first name on the team sheet, says Mick Hewitt. Wiggle, says 95 for the book. You're in with a shout, Wiggo. You're in with a shout. Gavin Seaton. Now, Gavin, I know you've won stuff before. Gavin is panicking me now because he's saying 103 for Gary Lineker. 95 league goals, 6 FA Cup goals and 2 League Cup goals. That's not the number I've got, Gavin. So people You can help me out. Is Gavin right? I hope he isn't. Reese is saying I said 95 in the end in that comment. Fine, Reese. I think 95. Shh. David Hart is saying Google says 95. Very good. So where's Gavin getting these extra goals from? Did you see extra goals that we didn't see, Gavin? Mick Pipe is saying A up Clayton. Yes, A up to Clayton. Clayton's one of our Blue Army. So it's always good to have Clayton on there. Clayton, I keep asking you, send us a picture. I want a nice picture of Clayton in his Leicester City kit, stood on top of a tank. I've not seen it yet. I've seen his other ones with his tank and his flags, but I want one of him stood on top of it. Karen Marino is watching from Jackson, New Jersey, I guess, NJ, in USA. Good evening to you, Karen. How are you? Steve Hunt, evening. Hello to you. 2 trips to Wembley sounds good, says Andy Medhurst. I'll take one. What did you all think? I know it was a while back, but the overall with the Community Shield Charity Cup thing, whatever they call that now, I really enjoyed that, but there was something not quite right about it. It was as though there wasn't an edge to it. Normally, we go to Wembley, Leicester, and it's normally a playoff final, and there's so much riding on it. And I think the Community Shield, there was just not that. It felt a bit like a friendly, which I know it sort of was, but I'd like to go to Wembley for a big crunch match. Lewis, hi. Lewis Wheatley, how are you? David Hart is saying we won it in 61. Thank you, David. I said 1964, although Michael Geddes is saying it was 1964, 1997 and 2000. Won it 3 times. Yeah, I'm getting it wrong. We've been in it for... Won it 3 times. Yeah, my history... You see, I'm no expert. Mick Paget saying, didn't we lose the FA Cup final in 69? We did. That would make that 1969 to 2019. Is that 50 years next year since we've been to an FA Cup final? 50 years. And people always say, oh, Leicester, they're a good cup side. It's been 50 years since we went to the FA Cup. Reese is saying, Gray always has a great game. I disagree with you, Reese. I don't think he does. I think he can have a quite nondescript game, but getting better. Great, getting better. Albrighton is underrated, says Steve Hunt. Chris Ward is saying it was like watching the old Leicester on Saturday. What a game. It was actually counter-attacking football, which was great. That was really good. So I agree with you, Chris. That was great. Lewis Wheatley is saying 95 for the book. How many goals did Gary Lineker score? And you could win this. This is Can't Buy That Feeling. It says, inside Leicester City, the best of the Foxes interviews. It's like, I feel like I'm on QVC. Who should we stop at? Who's that? Action replay. Tony James. Oh, one of my favourite. We could just sit here one day and do a look through the book. There's Tony James. I was stood in the cop as he scored that goal against Oxford. What a game. We could do that, couldn't we? We could just flick through this and pick one at random. And just pick, look at that. Another one at random. Can you see? Ian Marshall. Scruffy old Ian Marshall, what a player. We've had him on here a couple of times. I ought to give him a message, see him what he is. Mick saying, go with my number, Phil. Yeah, is that because you said 95, Mick? David Hart, thank you. It was 1964. I thought it was. 61, I think, was the FA Cup against... We lost to Spurs then. We let them do the double. Well done, Spurs, for winning the... what was the Premier League, or wasn't, the Division 1 back in 1961. Living in the past. David Hart is saying he's watching on Saturday. He's watching... Are you watching next Saturday? In St. Louis, USA. Fantastic. Got no idea if St. Louis is near Myrtle Beach, where our very own 100% LCFC's Don is from. Mitrovic from Fulham in January, said Andy Medhurst. Yeah, I do think we need to pick up some people. Hello, Tom. Tom Eaton. Come to the dark side. Come to the blue side, Tom. Tom's our resident Man U fan who loves Leicester as well. So, I reckon, come on. Man U are going down, Tom, this season. They're rubbish. They're woeful. Absolutely woeful. Stick with Leicester. That's what every Goscott lad should do, is support Leicester, not Man U. Annie Moore is watching. Hi to you. Hope you're well. Reese Taylor is saying... blah, blah, blah. Seen Stevie Walsh. I'm trying to read. Reese is writing it. Reese, is this another of your spots in Prime, aren't he? He says he's seen Stevie Walsh in Primark today. The Leicester football connection is back with Primark. Reece, we ought to just get you to do an interview with all these football players who come into Primark at Foss Park. Sam Perkins is saying, saw Nugent in town today. In Primark as well. Other shops are available, of course. Andy Young saying, congrats to Benkovic for getting a trophy. Celtic love him. Yeah, he's playing really well up there. Who was it? Somebody was raving over him in the media, saying how good he's getting. Said he's going to be as good as Van Dijk. I can't remember who it was who was saying that. But they really are raving over him. So I don't think we can call him back in January. But I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure on the low knee situation. Could we call Slimani back in January? I'd have him as a plan B. And you know I don't rate him. But I'd rather have a plan B than no plan B. Maybe we don't need plan B anymore. Maybe plan B we saw on Saturday, 3 at the back. What did you think to that? Soyuncu, Evans and Morgan. I quite liked what I saw of that. I thought that's how we were going to play this season. 3 centre-halves. Chilwell bombing down one side, Pereira down the other. That's how I thought we'd play. It'd be interesting. I think even Puel said in his post-match comments that could be how we play. I'm just reading Sam Perkins who's saying Nugent was walking past the market. Unfortunately, not in Primark. Oh, poor Nuge. Is he still at Derby, Sam? Sam Perkins, is Nuge still at Derby? What a great player and what a sad way to finish your career, being at the Sheepshaggers. Nobody'd want that. I wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy, would you? Bless him. I don't know if Nuge is still there. I think he is. I think he is still local. Reece Taylor is saying Mourinho who? I've got another comment here I'm going to go back to. Who was it who asked it? Tom Hubbard. He says, chances of a top 6 finish. What do we reckon? Well, it's looking decent. I think somebody said to me, we're literally about a third of the way through the season. And if you sort of amortise what we've got in the first third against if we carry on at that rate, effectively, then by the end of the season, this would be our best ever probable finish, apart from the season we won the Premier League title. So, who knows? It could be. Man United are certainly not looking up there. Spurs will bottle it, as we know. They'll fall away, won't they? But there's some teams on some good form. Arsenal looking decent. Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool. Top 6. There's no reason we can't finish higher than teams like Everton, isn't there? I think we're probably the best of the rest. That would be what I'd say. And I'd even fancy us. I wouldn't say we couldn't finish higher than Man United. Especially if Tom Eaton's still watching, we can finish higher than Man United. Sam Perkins is saying Nuge is still at Derby. It's not fair. Get him back. Don't do that to him. Bless him. Reece, I like your little emojis there. I'm not going to repeat that. It was... Andy Young, I'm not sure what... I think you're having your own internal chats in here, which is fine. Mick Patchett is saying it's better than playing for Florist. Yeah, probably. Oh dear, I wouldn't want to play for either of them, the Sheep or the Florists. Slimani better than a bag of nachos, says Michael Geddes. I'm not a Slimani fan, but I'd have him back. But I've heard Fenerbahce where he's on loan, aren't exactly raving over Slimani. So Ivor James is saying, I hope the Sheepshaggers, hope they don't know where you live, Phil. Hey, my brother-in-law's a Sheep fan. Trust me. I've had the best 5 or 6 years going with. We still do have lots of football chat, but when you've got relatives who are Sheepshaggers, it's just the best time at the moment. And the Forest lot. When I was a kid, all my cousins are from Nottingham, and they're all Forest fans. And so I've had 20 years of rubbish from them, because obviously back in the 70s, it was all, Forest are the best. And you just had to take it. I was there in my Leicester kit as a 7, 8, 9-year-old, and all of them were like, oh, we support the European champions. It's all changed now, and we have the same conversations, but the other way around. But they still refer to the fact that they won that European Cup where there was only 12 teams in it, and it was a knockout back in the 70s. Well played to them then, living in the past. Chris Ward saying, can't wait to listen to the game on Wednesday against Fulham. Let's get 3 points. Let's, don't forget the book. How many goals did Gary Lineker score? I've got my number. It could be wrong, but I've got it. Score predictions for the pizza. William Robinson won it on Saturday. You can win it. for this Wednesday's game predictions. So just let us have a go. Michael Geddes is saying he thinks Everton are stronger than us. I think it's close, isn't it? It's close. It's close. Reece Taylor is saying, just show my Forest cousins the Premier League title. I do. Every time I see them. I remind them that we won it recently and that they haven't got anywhere near... Well, they're still in the Championship, aren't they? Mid-table. I often, when they've just had a draw or something, I have to message them and say, oh, it was a great result for you to get a draw. Brilliant. Really pleased that you got a draw against Doncaster or somebody. Josh is saying, David Nugent was part of us when we won the league and he played well for us. He was even better then. Yeah, Nuge, I always remember Nuge for the squirrel at QPR, because that season, that's what started it, if you ask me, the squirrel away at QPR, because QPR were doing well. Lewis Wheatley is saying 2-2 score prediction. Who do you think Lewis will score first? Mick Pageant is going Vardy to score first and Leicester to win 3-1. Andy Medhurst is saying he's just spoke to Gary Lineker and it was 95. The answer I have is, building the tension, is 95. 95 goals. Other people have said other numbers, but Wikipedia, which is never wrong, says 95. And I checked it before we came on air. So I'm going to scroll back through and pick somebody who's gone 95. So just bear with me while I'm just going through at random. I'm scrolling like this, down all the names. And I'm going to pick somebody out of you lot who's watched live. I'm going to go for Paul Jones. I'm just making a note. Paul Jones. I've got to write it down because I forget it. I told you, I can remember Leicester won the League Cup in 1964 in a two-legged affair against Stoke, which I never even went to. But I forget Paul Jones's name within 30 seconds because my memory's shot. So Paul, if you're still watching, you've just won this book. We've got another one to give away. So I'll do that later this week. We've got 2 of them to give away from the guys. Follow them at Got Not Got on that Twitter and all that. We'll go through it because it's a great little read. Lots of stuff in there. Let me go back. So that was, I forgot his name already. Paul Jones, see? Paul Jones won it. Well done. 95 goals. Karen Marino is saying Leicester City Football Club is the best in the world. And Karen's watching from America. Well done. Paul Jones says Reese. Well done. That's well done. Thanks, Reese. Very sportsmanlike of you. Thank you for that. Ivor James is saying, wow, Ivor, I think you must be mad if this is as good as you got. It's about time for I'm a Celebrity, isn't it? Which some of you will be watching. Not me. I'll be doing something else. Like putting my feet up, having a cup of tea. But if you're going to go and watch it, see you all soon. We'll do a tactics show hopefully tomorrow night. And Wednesday night is obviously Fulham. If you're down at the match, come and say hello to us. If you're watching at home, which obviously you can't because it's not on telly, so you'll be listening to it on the radio or not watching it on home. But whatever you're doing it on, Dale Hines is making me laugh because he's saying, well done, Paul. Google is so good at times. Yeah, Dale, I get that. How are people getting the number wrong? Just Google how many goals and it's there. 95, Gary Lineker. I don't know where people are getting these other numbers from. Bradley Norman saying Nacho needs to go out on loan. Well, that's a way to end it. I don't know with Nacho. I'm hoping he comes good, but time will tell. Anyway, well done to Paul Jones for the book. Well done for William Robinson for the pizza on Saturday. You could win some on this week for the Fulham game. We'll be doing it for the Spurs game. You know we do it. Thank you as ever to Everard's, ADT, Peter's Pizzas, and of course Jamie for his great one from the... Did you like Jamie's video yesterday? Most weeks he's got the beautiful, beautiful Mallorcan sunshine behind him. Yesterday when he does his live video, he's stuck in a car in Leicester car park somewhere in the rain. No wonder he wants to go back to Spain, is it? Spain, Leicester, We'd all prefer Leicester. We're all proper Foxes, aren't we? Baz Short is saying Fulham 1, Foxes 4, Mendy to score first. 4 pizzas, Baz, if that's right. I said it here. If Baz is right, 4 pizzas for Baz, just for being that bold. A 4-1 win, Mendy to score first. We'll take that. Right, I'm off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for liking and sharing. If you can subscribe to 100% LCFC, it means when we go live, you'll see it. Get your views in, get your comments in, and we'll see you before Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. From me, Phil. Yeah. Andy Meadows. Yeah, there is one reason to watch The Jungle. See you later.